Hello, Normans, and welcome back to this week's Norman News. I'm Grace Suomi.
And I'm Natalie Gold. Stay tuned for news on a Missouri man accidentally awake through an entire surgery.
And more on our very own Beverly Vista Middle School's second-place trophy in the Science Olympiad competition. Around the school in 30 minutes,
this is the Norman News.
Happy Monday, Normans. This past week, a man walks into a St. Louis hospital for a routine hernia surgery and wakes up just seconds into the procedure. Matt Caswell, the patient at hand, is now joining Washington University in Missouri in the local hospital performing the procedure for a multi-million-dollar lawsuit. Caswell was injected with a paralyzing medication after going into the surgery, and when the surgeons forgot to initiate the anesthesia, and Caswell woke up just seconds later. The local surgeons had no idea he was awake, and as he was unable to speak or move his body. Authorities say that the surgeons are completely at fault, as Caswell's heart rate and blood pressure went into hypertensive crisis 3, which is the stage your body goes into right before having a heart attack. Authorities and Caswell's lawyer say that surgeons should have been paying closer attention to Caswell's vitals, as they were through the roof for over 13 minutes. Caswell claims that he could feel and hear every single thing happening in the operating room and states that he, quote, wish he had rather died on the operating table. We are sending prayers to Matt Caswell and hoping for a successful outcome in his lawsuit. With more news on safety and health, let's send it to Mickey on the scene of a potential hazard at Beverly Hills High School.
Hey Normans, I'm Mickey Anavim from KBEV on the upper basketball courts where there are reported sightings of beehives, so let's go take a closer look. So here I am in the former baseball field, right behind the upper courts. As you can see, there are a bunch of bees behind me, way more than I thought there would be, but still they seem pretty friendly. Just stay away from this area. It is closed off, so you should be fine, but just stay away. After investigation, the bees do seem friendly, but still, stay away for your own safety. Stay safe, Normans. Now back to the desk. Thanks, Mickey. Seniors ASB is hosting a Class of 2023 fundraiser at Ubatuba Acai this Thursday, March 18th from 2:30 to 5:30 p.m. The Ubatuba location is 8318 half West 3rd Street. Don't forget to mention that you are a Beverly student. A donut fundraiser will be taking place on March 22nd near the student parking lot from 8 a.m. to 9:20 a.m. to support the graduating class of 2023. Students, as you all may know, we have a new Wednesday schedule starting next week. We have a new schedule this Wednesday because of Career Day and Senior Brunch. However, starting next week, we will have an entirely new Wednesday schedule. Period 1 will start at 8:30 in the morning and end at 9:18. Period 2 is from 9:25 to 10:13 a.m. Nutrition will be from 10:13 to 10:23. Period 3 will begin at 10:28 and end at 11:16 a.m. Fourth period is from 11:23 to 12:11. And after fourth period, you will have lunch from 12:11 p.m. to 12:51 p.m. Fifth period is from 12:56 to 1:44 p.m. And sixth period begins at 1:51 and will end at 2:39. Lastly, period 7 will begin at 2:46 and end at 3:34. Next, an opinion piece on the new bell schedule by London and Nagin.
Thank you, Natalie. So we're going to be talking about the new bell schedule, like Natalie mentioned, and our thoughts about it. You want to start?
I don't like the new bell schedule.
I think it just kind of came out of nowhere. Yeah. Like, they realized through our second semester of senior year that they've goofed up this bad. Yeah. It's kind of unprofessional if you ask me.
I think they could have done their calculations properly before, so we don't have an interruption in the middle of our school year saying, oh, you know.
Yeah, and it's like back
no
to
more
the
late start.
Exactly, and it's like some people have like jobs and now we get out later, or maybe like they had special schedules set up with like their parents or whatever for like late drop off, and now it's like all messed up because someone messed up, and it's like we have to all face the consequences for it.
Yeah, and they could have figured this out maybe over the summer or the end
exactly
of
and
the
like
school year, so it's not in the middle of the year.
It's a little unprofessional, and I feel like it could have been handled a lot betterly. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. And
The school just sent out an email that sparked a wave of controversy. We have just been informed that our Wednesday late starts will abruptly come to an end starting this week. This means longer days on Wednesdays and no more 9:20 starts. Let's see how students and administrators feel about this change.
All right, guys, I'm Ryan Goyon, and today we're here with
Mr. Hedrick.
Mr. Hedrick. We have a quick question for you. You know, Beverly and honestly, all of BHSC is very well known for its late start on Wednesdays in the middle of the week. You know, have students have a little break and prepare for the second half of the week. But we know, unfortunately, we're dropping that. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, I think that if they chose to do that, it wasn't an easy decision, most likely, and probably had something to do with the state, most likely with education hours and everything. So if they chose to do it, it was just because they had to, in my opinion.
Does this affect you by any means with starting late, maybe missing a few meetings in the morning, or you don't really have an effect on it?
Well, since I'm not a teacher this year, because I used to be a teacher before this, it doesn't really affect me too much because I have to be here at 7:30 anyways. So overall, for me, not too much effective, but obviously for teachers and for you guys, it's a little bit more of an issue.
Do you think if we are able to find a way around the minute restriction and being able to go back to 9:30, do you think we should try to attempt that?
I think that it might be a possible option, but I think it's not likely to be able to happen.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Today we're here with
Dana Maradi.
Dana. Quick question for you. You know, yesterday, around 24 hours ago, we got a crazy news from our two very good principals that we're unfortunately dropping the 9:30 schedule on Wednesdays. What are your thoughts on this?
It makes me very sad because I like to sleep in. But I guess all things have to come to an end, so.
You know, I do know a lot of people decide to study and come in on the library actually around 8:30 and have a study session. Do you think this will affect a lot of students mentally and like preparing for studies?
Yeah, maybe. If some students prefer to like wake up early and study before, I guess it'll affect them pretty negatively.
Thank you, Dane. Thank you. We're here with the one and only
Mr. Dan Marika.
Great to have you here, Mr. Marika. Quick question for you. About yesterday, around 24 hours ago, Wednesday, we got reports about we're losing our favorite Wednesday schedule, you know, starting at 9:30. I've had this since kindergarten, and it's tough to know my last year. I'm going to drop it. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, it is obviously plus and minuses. As teachers, we actually enjoyed having the late start to do collaboration. But in the end, it's something that we have to do. Academically, it's required. State-wise, it's required. And it's something that we'll get through together. And in the end, we'll be better people for it.
Do you think we should try to find a way to still have late start, but find a way to meet the minute requirement? Or do you think we should just go strong this year and then figure it out next year?
I think the best solution would be to have the minimal amount of disruptions possible, and having one day disruption instead of all five would probably be the best solution right now. But we have to work on a schedule for next year as well.
We're here with co-principal
Drew Stewart.
Mr. Stewart. How are you doing today?
Doing awesome, thanks. How are you guys?
We're doing good. Thank you for asking. So, you know, a lot of people are talking about it recently. How it came out yesterday that we are dropping the very well-known late start Wednesday for a lot of students, and we're actually all students, and we just want to know what your thoughts on it are. And, you know, I know a lot of staff are also affected by it because you guys have meetings before school on Wednesdays. Want to see like what the thoughts are on it.
Yeah, for sure. We actually believe very strongly in the late start collaboration Wednesday model, both for staff and our ability to meet and collaborate, as well as to give the students a little bit of a break and sleep in on Wednesdays. So it is unfortunate that for this school year we are going to have to retreat from that model for the rest of the year. It would not have been our preference, though we are emphasizing academics. We're emphasizing making sure we finish the year strong, and that's why this is happening. But all things being equal, we would definitely like to see the model return for next year and into the future. For this year, we're just doing what we need to do to make sure that we finish the year as strongly as we can academically.
Of course, you know, Ms. Segatron actually brought up a very good point, how there's 3 CASP testings this year instead of 1 for 11th grade. It's 3 different grade levels, and that's a big toll on students. So maybe we have this extra academic time to prepare for this to also get the school grades up higher in the rating.
That's the goal, is we always want to put we have an amazing student body. We have an amazing faculty here. We want what we know we are capable of to be seen by the public at large, and we're hopeful that this may be a part of helping with that this year. And then we rethink what we're going to do next year to both prioritize the ability to collaborate and have a late start potentially, as well as continued strength in academics.
So there are chances of it being late start next year, hopefully.
Yes, I think that is absolutely a conversation that the goal would be to find a way that we could still have some kind of a model like that, yes.
For sure. Thank you for being part of our interview, Mr. Stewart. It was great to have your voice.
My
Appreciate it.
pleasure.
Thank you. Today here with co-principal
Kim Decatrell.
How are you, Ms. Decatrell?
I'm doing well, thanks.
Good. Thank you. Thank you for being on the interview. A lot of people are both frustrated and understanding of what's going on with Beverly and honestly all of BHUSD about how after such a long time we're dropping the 9:20 late start schedule. And some people may benefit a lot from it. Some people may not at all. We want to know what your thoughts are on it, even though you have no control on it.
Well, we know that it's disruptive and people like to have that late start morning a lot of the time. But we think that now that we're in the second semester and we're entering testing season with CASP, which is really important, our AP testing. And also CASP this year is being taken by 3 different grade levels. It's not just 11th grade. So we thought it would be important for students to have much more face time with their teachers in preparation for the testing season, and just get that additional instructional time.
For sure. Do you think there is a chance we could get the 9:20 schedule back in the following years, maybe? Because personally, like for my example, I like to sleep in on those nights, and honestly, Tuesday nights I have poker with my friends, so I have that extra time to sleep in, get my homework done, and go out. So, I want to know, is that capable of coming back?
Definitely. I mean, one of the reasons that we outlined in the message to the community for doing this was being in compliance with state requirements. And so I mentioned that just to highlight that there are a required number of instructional minutes that we need to achieve. But we can go over that as well. So we really wanted you to have FaceTime with teachers for the testing season. We don't necessarily need to do the same thing next year because that late start time is also valuable internally as a school. We do our staff collaboration.
Staff meetings, yes.
So we would like to bring it back as well. But there are many things going on in a school, and sometimes one aspect, collaboration, may be a priority. And now at this point in the year, having more instructional time is a priority. So we're just kind of switching things back and forth
Testing
and being flexible, but there is a chance for a change.
Thank you so much for letting us be a part of this and being part of our interview. It was great to have Ms. Decatrell. Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you, Ryan. Hundreds of schoolgirls in Iran have been poisoned. Over the weekend, parents in cities across Iran protested against a deadly wave of suspected poisoning attacks that have made hundreds of schoolgirls sick in the past 3 months. Since November, more than 800 girls from 58 schools across 10 provinces around Iran have been hospitalized with respiratory, cardiac, and neurological symptoms. On Tuesday, Iranian authorities said they made the first arrest connected to the mysterious poisonings, though they provided very little information. This occurs just as women life freedom activists continue protesting all over the world. We wish a very speedy recovery to all the poor girls that were a victim of these attacks. Nada Akira with National News.
Thanks, Eden. People who get healthcare coverage through Medicaid are at risk of losing that coverage next year. Nearly 84 million people are covered by the federal and state program that gives health coverage to people with limited income and resources. States started to check who could actually be covered by the program for the first time in 3 years, which can result in 14 million people losing access to healthcare coverage. Some states are planning to check as early as April, while other states are planning to check during late June. Individuals who rely on Medicaid will need to update their contact information in order to get notified whether or not they could lose their coverage. States will be mailing renewal forms to households while the federal government is requiring states to contact those by phone, text messages, or emails to remind them to fill out the form. If the forms aren't filled out in 30 days, states are required to kick them off the program. Those who are no longer qualified for the coverage could turn to Affordable Care Act's marketplace for coverage. Children are most likely to be still qualified for coverage through CHIP, which covers children whose families make too much money to qualify for Medicaid but don't earn enough to afford private health insurance. Now to Noor with local news.
Thanks, Akira, the middle school students recently earned a second place overall ranking at the National Science Olympiad competition on February 18th. Science Olympiad is a national science competition in which students take part in 23 events involving various science fields. Some competitive categories include earth science, biology, chemistry, and physics, and engineering. The competition was at Antelope Valley College, and the students who placed came home with multiple trophies and medals. We are so proud of the middle school students and can't wait to see what else they accomplish. In other news, former Saturday Night Live star Pete Davidson was involved in a car crash last weekend. Our field reporter Natasha Jadidolahi is on the scene with the latest. Natasha?
Thank you, Nora. I'm here standing in the flats of Beverly Hills where a car driven by celebrity Pete Davidson crashed into a home, causing significant damage. According to law enforcement sources, Davidson was driving his Mercedes at a high rate of speed with his girlfriend, Chase Sweet Wonders, when he lost control of the vehicle. The car hit a fire hydrant before crashing into the house, leaving the car totaled with a bashed hood and shattered windows. The airbags had also deployed, but both Davidson and Wonders were reportedly uninjured. Homeowners reported that their daughter, who attends Beverly Hills High School, was home alone when the incident occurred. At first, she thought it was an earthquake, but soon realized that it was a car crashing into her home. She described the incident as frightening and expressed gratitude that no one was hurt. We had the opportunity to speak with her, and here's what she had to say.
I had just gotten home. I was just reading for a little bit. I feel the house shake, and I just hear a really loud sound. I run downstairs, and my pets were downstairs. I heard them scream too. And then I run outside, and I see the two people in the car. I was honestly just in complete shock. The first thing that both me and the two drivers said were like, "Are you okay?" We just wanted to make sure everyone was fine. I was the only one home. I call my mom. I'm like, "Hey, there's a car on our front lawn. It just crashed into our house. I'm like, I think it's a good idea for you to come home." I was trying to keep it, very like calm because I knew she would freak out. An inspector came in and just like checked everything, and the parts where the car hit, it's like the foundation of our house. So yeah, it was just in an unlucky spot. I'm not really fully aware because I did ask the drivers, what went down, and I think they were also in a lot of shock, so they couldn't really give me a good answer. But they were just driving down Rodeo, and there was another car, I think, crossing Elevado. And I think because they were going at such a high rate of speed, they weren't able to stop and just lost control and ended up crashing into the house. So immediately after the incident, when it was just us three, him, his girlfriend, and I, as I said, he was just trying to make sure everyone was okay. He was really apologetic. He made a few calls, and one of them was to a personal driver. Once the driver came, he emptied the trunk of the Mercedes and took out a few suitcases. And then later we were able to get in contact with his manager, and his manager said that him and his girlfriend were on their way to New York. They had a flight scheduled for the next morning, so they had to get going. I think driving is a very big responsibility, and I think, it should never be taken lightly. Accidents, they can happen so easily. All it takes is like a second for something to go wrong.
Reporting live, I'm Natasha Jadidolahi. Let's send it back to the desk.
Thanks, Natasha. Good morning, Normans. I'm your host, Naeem, and welcome back to Pro Sports. Jimmy Butler, the six-time All-Star player of the Miami Heat, is having a strong season, averaging 22.6 points per game and shooting 52.8% from the field. He's going through one of the strongest stretches of his career with 26.3 points, 6.3 rebounds, and 5 assists per game. However, the Heat are 36-33 this season and are struggling to make the playoffs. After a recent lot, Butler blasted Nickelback music in the team's locker room while his team quietly showered, dressed, and picked over the post-game pizza spread. Butler believes the winning above all else and is frustrated by his team's lack of support this season. That's all for pro sports. Now on to Mickey with school sports.
Thank you, Ariane. Hi, Normans. I'm Mickey Anavim coming to you with this week's school sports. Varsity and JV boys tennis have 2 games this week, an away game tomorrow and a home game on Thursday. Good luck to the JV team to keep their undefeated streak. Baseball has 2 away games this week, today and on Wednesday. Swim has a meet at Torrance on Thursday. Girls softball has a game tomorrow and on Friday. Track has a meet on Saturday as well. Good luck to all athletes. Also relating to school activities, DECA had their annual conference last week, and we have 3 reports on the scene already to talk about it. Let's send it to the field report.
Hi, I'm Sophia and I'm Chloe Amrani, and today we're here at the DECA 2023 conference. We're going to be interviewing some students, asking them about their experience. Hi, what's your name? Heidi. Nation. So tell us about your experience and winning. Obviously, you guys won. Congratulations. So what did you guys win for?
I won for HLM. I went for IMCS.
And how would you guys say your experience was at DECA this year?
It was pretty fun. It was like seeing everyone win.
And what was your favorite memory?
Probably Disneyland.
Oh, you guys went to Disneyland. That's so cool. Well, thank you guys. Congratulations. What did you guys win today?
Principles of business management and administration.
Really cool. Okay, so what would you say your favorite memory has been at DECA this year?
Just bonding with the chapters.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next year.
Thank you. Popular rapper, songwriter, singer, and record producer with the stage name Travis Scott has recently made his first appearance on stage at Rolling Loud, California, 16 months after the Astroworld disaster. Last year, a large crowd started rushing towards the front of the stage during a Travis performance, resulting in at least 10 deaths and hundreds of injuries during a concert in Houston. The 2-day event that began November 5th, 2021, was a part of an Astroworld music festival with appearing to be one of the harshest crowd-controlling events in recent history. Travis continued to perform through many people were attempting to alert him about the several emergencies and to call an ambulance. He got sucked into the cancel culture, and ever since, Travis has gone quiet with a few public apologies, and now has come back over a year later. He has made his return eager and has booked a headline to Rolling Loud shows in Thailand, Portugal, and in Germany, being $1.8 million only for the Los Angeles show. Now to Deborah with this week's movie review.
Thank you, Deborah. Creed 3 is an exhilarating and emotional boxing drama that follows the journey of Adonis Creed, played by Michael B. Jordan, face-off against childhood friend Damian Anderson Majors. Adonis Creed is thriving in both his professional and personal lives, while continuing to rule the boxing world. After serving time in prison, Damian, a boyhood friend and previous boxing prodigy, emerges, ready to earn his chance in the ring. The confrontation between the two ex-friends is more than just a brawl. Adonis must face Damian, a fighter with nothing to lose, in order to settle the score, risking his future in the process. Michael B. Jordan deserves a standout performance as Adonis, perfectly capturing the character's vulnerability and determination. Sylvester Stallone chooses not to return as Rocky Balboa. He reportedly says, "I'm not the biggest fan of Creed 3's creative direction." Director Michael B. Jordan keeps his action intense and exciting throughout, but never loses sight of the emotional stake of the story. The climactic fight between Adonis and Damian is one of the most thrilling and emotional charged boxing matches in recent memory. Overall, Creed 3 is a worthy threequel that honors the legacy of Rocky's franchise while not forgetting its own path. It's compelling and engaging drama that packs powerful punch in both in and out of the ring. Now let's sit back, relax, and enjoy this week's movie trailer.
The higher you get, the harder it gets. That's life.
Because this is a war. It's a fight, it's a battle.
So, how long have you known each other?
We was like brothers. One day you came back. The past came back too.
There may have been a time when Damien had your back.
No friends in the industry.
But that's not what he's doing now.
My brothers been my brothers, man. They no killing me a fact.
Before I got locked up, I was the best.
You a coward, bro. And a fraud. Try spending half your life in a cell. Watching somebody else live your life.
I had to draw the line.
I'm just getting started, little brother.
I had to draw the line between my brothers and my enemies.
I'm coming for it all.
It's not gonna stop.
Then you make him.
The one and only Adonis Creed, you're the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. 3 years ago, it's been a minute since you've been out in these streets.
When I walked away from boxing, I walked away with some unfinished business.
You see that man right there? Do you remember him?
No friends in the industry. I had to draw the line between my brothers and my enemies. A fact. Let us start a beat, don't wanna keep it rap. Yeah, you hit us up and now we owe you something back.
Don't let him destroy everything you've built. Everything we've built.
Yeah, I had to draw the line between my brothers and my enemies. My brothers and my enemies. My brothers and my enemies.
You out there boxing. I need you to start fighting.
Thank you so much, Deborah. Creed 3 looks amazing, and I can't wait to go check it out.
Go check out Creed 3 today. Now let's send it to Tandis with music.
Thank you. Ed Sheeran announced the release date of the first single from his upcoming album, Subtract, Eyes Closed, on Thursday, March 9th. Less than 2 months before the album's scheduled release, Sheeran posted a video of himself on Instagram, captioning it while he played the song on the piano. He also mentioned that in his TikTok account has a second video where he performed the song's portions in a duet with himself. He claimed that a string of challenging personal circumstances had an impact on his life and led to the creation of the upcoming LP. In light of the circumstances, the singer-songwriter claimed that Minus is an album of his songwriting that is authentic and truthful to where he is for the first time in his adult life. Arriving on May 5th is Subtract. Now let's send it to Eden with this week's food review.
Hi, I'm Jasmine from Quebec. Welcome to the week of March 13th weather report. This week in Beverly Hills, we'll see sunny skies and rainy skies and temperatures with no large change. On Monday, we see 62 with a sunny sky. Tuesday, 59. Wednesday, rainy sky at 60. Thursday, 62 with a sunny sky. And Friday, 61. Now down to Santa Monica, where temperatures are a bit more cooler. We see Monday at 60, Tuesday at 59, Wednesday at 59, Thursday at 61, and Friday with a sunny sky at 60. Now down to Los Angeles, we see a bit more higher temperatures, and on Monday it's 64, Tuesday it's 59, Wednesday it's 60, Thursday 64, and Friday 63. Thank you for watching this week's weather report. I'm Jasmine Mehdizadeh from Quebec. Let's send it back to the desk.
Thank you, Jasmine, and thank you for tuning in to this week's Norman News. I'm Grease Suomi.
And I'm Natalie Gold. We will see you next week.